Hello BookTube, my name is Adrian and welcome back to my channel. And today we're starting the Housecup-a-thon. It is day one of Housecup-a-thon and I'm starting my reading off now. And I actually started my reading at midnight last night. I did not do a ton of reading because I did fall asleep I don't say relatively quickly. I was up for about an hour. So I did about an hour of reading, but I was up because I have a minor allergy to citrus. And so apparently last night before bed, I touched something that had a citrus in it because my hands were itching so bad last night. So I was up trying not to itch my hands, but it worked out because it meant that I got an hour's worth of reading in last night. I got an hour's worth of reading done last night. Let's see if I can find it. I'm currently reading The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This is a book that I did not originally have on my TBR, but I ended up picking this up because last night at midnight because I wanted just a light contemporary. And so I ended up picking this one up. This book is a little bit discolored from when I took this to the beach. You can't really tell. And actually, I finished this book, but I got to page 238 apparently when I was at the beach because this is my plane ticket for when we went to the beach. So that's still in here, so that's fun. But I have read this book before. I think I'm going to try and fit this book into a challenge that I don't already have picked, or one that or swap it out for another book. So my first instinct with this book was to make this book fit the Howler. So I was thinking of making this book fit for the Howler challenge because our main character, Olive, she has a twin sister, and her twin sister is getting married. And on the day of the wedding, the entirety of the wedding ends up with food poisoning from a specific shellfish allergy thing that can result in food poisoning. And so everybody at the wedding gets food poisoning except for Olive because she's allergic to shellfish, so she didn't eat any, and the groom's brother, Ethan, who doesn't like buffets, so he did not eat anything from the buffet either and did not have any shellfish. They're the only two who did not get food poisoning, and as a result, the sister tells her, take our honeymoon. It was a prize that she won in a sweepstakes. They won't transfer it to anybody else. Take our honeymoon, pretend to be us, go. And so Olive and Ethan end up going on this honeymoon together, even though they hate each other. And so while on their honeymoon, right before they leave for this trip, she gets a new job because she had lost her job previously. She gets a new job, and when she gets to the island, of course, her new boss is there. But she's pretending to be married. So she lies to her boss about the fact that she's married, even though she is not. And from reading this book, I do know that there are some major consequences for this that come up later. So this would really well fit the prompt for the Howler. I do on my TBR have A Court of Thorns and Roses originally picked for the Howler, but I don't think that book fits as well as this one does. So I'm probably going to swap this for the Howler. And then I'm still reading A Court of Thorns and Roses this month because I am wanting to also read A Court of Mist and Fury. So I want to start with the first one. And I will see if I can make that fit for another challenge. If not, that's fine. I will read it for something else. I will just read it for the points. But this is what I am currently reading. I don't know exactly how far. Hold on, I'll look. I am on chapter 7, so I am about 120 pages into this now, which is pretty good progress. So my goal is to finish this morning before lunch, and so that I can start on something else. I'm not sure what yet. I'm going to have to kind of play around and see what I want to read next, because I have lots of choices, honestly, as well as some books I'm just gonna have to come up with. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna read. I've been kind of in a slumpy kind of mood lately. I haven't read a whole lot in the last couple of weeks, which is great since we're starting the readathon today. But I think it'll be good. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. We've already had some people finishing books, people who started in like Asia time zones. They've already completed books, and it's awesome to see everybody participating and talking in the Discord. And so I'm really excited. I will link my announcement video and my TBR down below if you want more information about this readathon and what all it is. It's not too late to join. Please feel free. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go get some reading done, and I will see you guys in this next clip. So it is now afternoon. It's like 2, and I figured I'd give you guys an update on what I've been reading. I put on lipstick because I got 4 new lipsticks in the mail today because I ordered a bunch of them on an impulse last week. So I ordered a bunch of new lipsticks, and this one so far is my favorite. I really like it. I didn't think I would like the dark color, but I really like it. But I figured I'd update you guys. So I have finished reading The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This book means I finished my first challenge for the Housecup-a-thon. I finished my first book, which this book was 395 pages, meaning it gets me 100 points. And then it fulfilled the Howler challenge, which means it gets me another 50 points. So this book earned me 100 points, which is awesome. So I finished this. I give this 4 stars. I do like this book. This was a reread, but I did like this book. So I finished this, and now that I have finished that, or after I finished that, I suppose, I went ahead and started reading A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I also have A Court of Wings and Ruin, which is the 3rd book, and I have A Court of Frost and Starlight. I got these in the mail today. I ordered all of them, but for some reason okay. Well, if you want to know what that sound was, that was my 2-year-old Lauren dumping 2 pounds of elbow macaroni on the table. So I got that cleaned up. But I don't remember what I was saying now. But I'm starting to read A Court of Thorns and Roses. I know I got that far. I ordered all 4 books in the series, but the first 2, for some reason, the 2 I'm actually reading for this readathon, say they won't be here until like mid-month, but the last 2 got here today. So I have these now for future reading, but that's what I've been reading. I'm going to the library today in about 30 minutes because our library is still technically closed, but they are doing curbside pickup. So if you order books, or like request books online, they will pull them for you, and then you can drive up and they'll come bring them out to your car. So we're doing that today because I am getting a physical copy of 6 of Crows so that I can read it. I have the audiobook of it, but I want to read it physically as well. So I'm getting that today. That's what we've got going on. I don't even know how far into A Court of Thorns and Roses I am. I'd look it up, but the kids have my Kindle in the living room. They're playing with it. So I can't really look it up on my digital copy. Yes, dear?
How are yours?
It's okay. You can play with it. So I can't really look it up to tell you how far into it. I'm a little bit away. Probably like maybe an 8. I honestly don't know. I have no frame of reference. It's been so long since I've read this. But today I did get my owl crate in the mail. I didn't think I was getting the May owl crate because I had signed up for owl crate after the May one had sold. No, let's not do that. We don't want to make a mess. I had signed up for, like, reactivate. I had canceled my subscription for a while because I wasn't interested in any of the books. But I reactivated my subscription in May after the May box had sold out because I wanted the June box because the June theme is centered around circuses, and it said that it will have items from The Greatest Showman, which is my all-time favorite movie. It's over there. There's like right here is a candle that is The Greatest Showman themed. I really love The Greatest Showman, so I was really wanting to get some items from that. So I signed up again with the intent to get the June box, and I signed up after the May box had sold out. So I didn't think I was going to get the May box, but then I got a shipping notification, and apparently I was on the wait list. I knew I was on the wait list for the May box, but apparently I got it. So in the May owl crate was the book Incendiary, and I don't know anything about this book. It's very pretty, and actually I really like this cover more than the original one, which is here. This is the original cover, but I like this one more. But I don't know when I'm gonna get to this. I don't think it will be this month, but we'll see. But what I do think I'm going to read this month is, in the box also came a graphic novel. This is Witchy, and so this is like I said, this is a graphic novel. So I'm thinking I may read this month for Housecup-a-thon, because I can get through this pretty quick since it is a graphic novel. So I'm probably gonna read this probably today or tomorrow, honestly, because I can just knock it out really quickly. But I'm going to focus instead, first off, on finishing A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then we'll decide what I want to do after that. That's all I've got right now. Like I said, we're gonna go to the library here in like 15-20 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and go and get everybody ready to go, and I will see you guys later. Hello. So we are back from the library, and I figured I'd just go ahead and show you this because I think it's cute. So when we picked up our books, when you pick up a book, it comes in like this bag. My stash of books. It's very cute. I just thought that was cute, and I figured I'd show you. But I have Six of Crows now. This is a book I was going to read for Follow the Spiders, I believe. Yes, this was going to be for Follow the Spiders, for a hyped book. So I went ahead and picked up a physical copy, even though I have the audiobook, because I would kind of like to follow along with it as I listen, just to try and get the full effect without missing anything. So, yeah, picked that up from the library today. That's it. I just figured I'd show you that I got it, and it is Tuesday. It's almost 5 p.m. so George will be home from work soon, but I realized I haven't updated you guys at all today, so I figured I would do that. So yesterday I told you I started reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. I did that, and I actually finished it last night while we were cleaning under the couches. I didn't show you just because I was so focused on getting it clean. I did not film anything, but it was really bad. We found 12 pacifiers under our couch, and also found like 25 batteries that came out of the Xbox controllers. So that's fun. Found a lot of things under the couch. It's all clean. It's all cleaned out now, which is great. I keep thinking I see George coming home. He's riding his bike, but he's not home yet. Anyway, so I finished that. Then after I finished that, I started listening to the audiobook for Not So Nice Guy. I started listening to Not So Nice Guy. I've read this book like 4 or 5 times since November, which was the first time I read it. And it's just a really fun story. It's by R.S. Gray. It's an adult romance. There's lots of sexy times in it, but it's just a lot of fun. They're 2 teachers, they're best friends, both have crushes on each other the other one doesn't know about, and it's just a lot of fun to read their story. So yeah, I've read that. It did not fulfill any challenges, but it was fun. And now I have not read anything else today. I finished that like around noon today. I haven't read anything else. And I'm kind of between 2 things. I'm between either reading 26 Kisses, which is on my Kindle, or starting Amber and Dusk. Both of these are books I'm not super excited to read. 26 Kisses because I have DNF'd that book about 5 times, and Amber and Dusk just because I don't know anything about it and I'm not super interested in it. So I don't know which one. I'm thinking I'm probably going to read Amber and Dusk first. 1, to put off 26 Kisses because I don't want to read it, and 2, because 26 Kisses requires me to actually have my Kindle charged, and it's not currently charged, so I need to charge it so I can start Amber and Dusk as soon as possible. So I'm thinking that while we cook dinner tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and start reading Amber and Dusk and maybe run some sprints on the Discord. So that's my reading plan. I've been kind of in an off mood today, just not feeling great emotionally, so I don't know. I'm just trying to find something to do. I've basically just been playing Animal Crossing all day. Basically all I've done. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna finish the biography video I was watching and start Amber and Dusk, and I will check back in with you guys later and let you know what I think of the series. It is currently like 3 p.m. on Wednesday. I have done terrible about vlogging, but what else is new? I am currently I'm sitting at my desk. I'm always sitting at my desk when I talk to you guys, apparently. Don't know what I was up with that. But I'm sitting at my desk right now. I have been working on my computer, doing a bunch of spreadsheet stuff for the readathon, working on some like YouTube edits and some NetGalley blog posts, getting all that stuff done. Basically, I've done a lot of computer work today, which I'm still finalizing a blog post. I'm still finalizing a blog post right now. That's what all this clicking is, making sure that it's set up to go live on my blog at the end of the month. So figured I'd give you guys an update on my reading. I read 15 pages yesterday across both Amber and Dusk and 26 Kisses, so I didn't read a lot. We ended up going to swim at my parents' house last night, and therefore I didn't read much because we were swimming with the kids, so I didn't get much done there. But when we came home, I ended up listening to A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is the second book in the ACOTAR series. This book I'm reading to fulfill the Lockhart challenge, so I'm excited about that, to be able to get that challenge completed. I'm halfway through it right now, which I feel like is pretty good progress. I'm enjoying it. That's what I have going on reading-wise. Today we are going to swim at my parents' house again after George gets off work, and maybe I'll try to remember to film that for you guys. We'll see. But that's all we've got going on. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing, as per usual. My island is coming along nicely, but I basically have spent all day today rearranging things because I decided I want to move everything like everybody else seems to. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to listen to Akamath. I'm going to play some more Animal Crossing, and that's going to be what I do. I will check back in with you guys more often, I think, or try to, because otherwise this vlog is going to be super boring. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go, and I will see you guys later. Hi guys, so it is Thursday now, and I figured I'd give you guys an update on my reading, what's going on. That's my cat Danny. There's not a lot going on right now. I'm technically not at my desk this clip. My desk is right there, but I'm technically not at it. But I figured I'd let you guys know what's going on. So, I read the entirety of A Court of Mist and Fury yesterday. So I made pretty good progress, obviously, in reading that. But that's all I read yesterday, was A Court of Mist and Fury, which is fine. But it now means I need to pick something else. It is 1 o'clock, and I haven't picked anything new to read yet. So, my plan is to start by picking something to read. I don't know what yet. My library announced yesterday they have Hoopla now, which is great, which means there's so many more choices than our old library app, which we still have. I can use both. But it means they have so many more choices. So I have a bunch of things favorited. I think I'm going to go through that and pick something from there. So I think that's the plan. I don't know what yet. I'm contemplating reading Eliza and Her Monsters because that is a cozy book and a non-traditional format book. And so I may do that one so that I can double up on challenges with that, because those are both challenges I did not pick a book for. So I may do that. I'm gonna go sit at my desk because me wandering around my house isn't that interesting. Let's put you in my tripod stand here. Okay, there you go. Now you're in the usual position. Yes, I was thinking about reading Eliza and Her Monsters, which is actually right here. Because, like I said, this is a non-traditional format. I find this to be a cozy book. And so I'm thinking about picking up this one. It's also a pretty chunky book. Let's see here. This book is 385 pages. So if I read this, I would get 150 points. 50 for the page count, and then 50 for each challenge. So 150 points, which is not too shabby. So I might pick up this. There is an audiobook for this on Hoopla, and I've kind of been curious to like hear how they do this, since it is told in like comic books and like drawings and things. So I'm thinking I'm going to pick that up, follow along in this as I go. Apparently I started annotating this at some point because I have a bookmark in here and a single, I don't know if you can see it, a single purple tab right there. Purple tabs are quotes I like. So apparently on page 6, I had a quote on it. Like, the quote, let's just read it. It's on page 6. It's not spoilers. It says, "That computer is my rabbit hole. The internet is my wonderland. I am only allowed to fall into it when it doesn't matter if I get lost." Alright, I can see why I like that one. Anyway, so I'm thinking I'm going to pick up this. I literally made this decision just now, but I think I'm going to read this. I'm going to put this back over here. So that's my plan for reading wise today. As for other things I want to do today, I need to dye my hair again. I need to do it again. But I'm thinking I may wait to dye my hair until Sunday, because tomorrow and through the weekend, my grandparents are coming to visit. They live a couple hours north of here, and because of the shelter in place, we have not gotten to see them in several months. So because shelter in place is now lifted and they can travel now, they're coming to visit us. We're not going to go out and do anything. They're at least going to come see us. And my parents have a pool, so we're going to go swimming, and it'll be a lot of fun. But if we're going to go swimming, I probably shouldn't have freshly dyed hair. So I might wait on the dyeing of the hair situation and dye it on Sunday after they go home, because then I won't necessarily have to be swimming for at least a week. Honestly, I don't know. I'm kind of in like a reading funk right now where I just want to pick up everything but also want to pick up nothing. Does that make sense? I don't know. I am going to go ahead and go and start cleaning my desk because I really need to get that done. So, alright, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hello guys. So it is Friday and I just got done at the eye doctor. I went to pick up my new glasses. They are pink. There we go. I really like them. And then I ordered another pair because I have 2 insurances for glasses, so I went ahead and ordered a secondary pair. So I have a backup in case something happens to these. And they're a lot more fancy, so that's fun. But I am on my way now to the grocery store because I need to pick up groceries for this week. So I'm going to go do that right now. And yeah, figured I would take this opportunity to update you guys. I'm sorry if you can hear the air conditioning running, but it is very hot today. It's like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so I would probably die if I didn't have the AC on in this car. Because obviously it's hotter in the car than it is out there. So I'm on my way to the grocery store. But I figured I'd tell you guys what I've been reading, which is not a lot, honestly. Yesterday I ended up reading about 45 to 50 pages of Eliza and Her Monsters, and I'm really enjoying that. But I don't think I'm going to be able to pick it up the rest of this weekend, or at least until Sunday, because my grandparents are coming to visit this weekend because our state's shelter-in-place order has finally been lifted, which means that we can travel to, you know, safe locations. And so my grandparents are coming down to visit for the weekend. They should get here this afternoon sometime. And since they're going to be here, I don't think I'm going to have the time or the opportunity to do much sit-down reading. And because I am annotating Eliza and Her Monsters, I can't really sit and read that and annotate while my grandparents are here. So I started listening to this morning The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. I was able to check this out from my library, the audiobook version, so I can listen to this throughout the day. Like I have a pair of, let's see if I can pull them out here. I have this pair of like Bluetooth headphones. You will see I have Bluetooth headphones constantly when I'm like on the camera because I wear them around my neck because I use them so much. I have 3 pairs and I just rotate them. Like when a pair dies, I charge it and pick one of the other ones. So you wear them a lot. I have them a lot because I use them to listen to podcasts, listen to music, listen to audiobooks while I'm doing things around the house or just in general, because sometimes things curse and I have small children that I really don't want them to hear that. So it keeps that from being a problem. So yeah, I have those, so I'm going to listen to that. I'm already like 2 chapters in and I just started it like 20 minutes ago, so I'm really finding it interesting. There's not a lot of the world established yet because I'm only 2 chapters in, but it's definitely going to be, but it seems like it's definitely going to be an interesting story. And I met this author and got to hear about like how she wrote the book and came up with the idea for it. So being able to talk to her about it before I read it is kind of fun to be able to see like what she means. So what she was talking about, because I hadn't read the book yet. So yeah, that's what I've got going on. I'm gonna read The Queen's Rising today. Maybe finish it today would be ideal, but unlikely. So that's the plan. I am almost to the store, so I'm gonna go ahead and go, and I will talk to you guys later. It is Sunday. I am getting myself up for the day. I just got out of the shower, so my hair is a bit wet, and I'm making myself some coffee now. We have church this morning. Our church officially opened again for the first time last week. We have very strict guidelines in place to keep social distancing and all of that, so we're nice and safe. So we're going to church this morning, and in the meantime, I'm gonna make myself some coffee. I'm going to, while we wait for church, because church isn't for a couple hours still, while we wait, I'm going to make myself some coffee. I'm going to record all of the Housecup-a-thon points that were turned in, like the completed coursework that were reported in last night while I was sleeping. Get all of those put in, and then I'm going to get ready for church. I think if I have time before I need to start getting ready, myself and the kids ready for church, I may either do some reading or play Animal Crossing. We'll have to see, but I'm gonna do one of those things. All right, now that I have my coffee made, let's go ahead and make our way back to my desk, and I can tell you about what I read yesterday, because I did do quite a bit of reading yesterday, a lot more than I thought I was going to, and of books I didn't know that I was going to be able to read. I'm gonna set you down here. You guys are a bit tall now that I'm sitting at my desk. Let's go ahead and shrink you down. All right. So as for my reading yesterday, I ended up reading Eliza and Her Monsters at my parents' house while we hung out with my grandparents. And I read, let's see here, I read 169 pages of this book. So, not too shabby. I am currently on page 238, so I've made quite a good dent in this, and I am really enjoying this. I've been tabbing this, and interestingly enough, I find, at least for me, I find this interesting, that as I'm tabbing this, I'm really only tabbing purple tabs. And that is because purple tabs in my annotating system is quotes that I like. So far, everything in this book, I've never felt the need to tab anything else, just quotes that I enjoyed. And that's the first time that's ever happened when annotating a book. Most books that I annotate, I have things that require me to use all of my post-its, all of my colors. So I've talked about my annotating system before, but I have purple tabs are quotes that I liked, blue tabs are things that made me sad, green tabs are things that made me laugh, and pink tabs are things that are like couples or friendship based, like cute moments. So I have had nothing in this book yet that are not quotes I liked. That I felt the need to highlight. That's the thing, is there were things that I laughed at, there were things that I thought were cute, there were things I found sad, but nothing that I felt strongly enough towards that I felt the need to annotate it other than quotes. So I find that interesting. But I'm enjoying reading this. And then this morning, I started reading The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. I guess I didn't start this. I started it a while ago. I started it a couple days ago. I only got about 2 chapters into it when I started it because I then switched over to Eliza and Her Monsters. So, I am working on this now. And let's see, how far into this am I? Okay, so Hoopla doesn't actually tell me what chapter I'm on, so I had to just kind of search and guess, and I am roughly around 100 pages into this. I will find out exactly where I am, you know, when I start listening again. But I'm roughly about 100 pages into this, and it's interesting. I will say this book is very slow. Like, I'm 100 pages in, and we're just now getting into like the real, like, interesting part, and really it's not even that interesting yet. Like, this is the thing where it started and we're like, oh, this is gonna be what we're gonna talk about, and this is gonna be the interesting part of the story, but we don't know anything about it yet. So I'm about 100 pages into this, and this is what I'm listening to this morning because I want to be able to annotate anything I like in Eliza and Her Monsters. So that's where I'm at right now with my reading. I'm planning to keep reading The Queen's Rising today. If I have some time where I'm going to sit down and not be doing other things, I may go back to Eliza and Her Monsters today, but I know I'm going to be reading The Queen's Rising. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to go ahead and get the points entered into the spreadsheet for the participants, and I will see you guys in the next clip. So this is going to be the last clip of this video. It is now Monday, and so I'm going to wrap this video up so that I can edit and upload it today is the goal. But I wanted to go ahead and wrap this vlog up, let you guys know how my week went, what my points are currently standing at, my page counts, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go over all of that now. I read 5 books this week. Not too shabby, and those books totaled out at 2,143 pages and 590 points for the Housecup. I completed 5 challenges, and yeah, that's how that went. Let's go ahead and talk about the specifics, and then we can go ahead and end this so that I can start the next vlog. So the very first thing I read for the Housecup-a-thon was The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This book is 395 pages. I read this book to fulfill the Howler prompt, which was to read a book where a character must face the consequences of their own actions, and this book earned 100 points. The next book I read was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This book was 419 pages, and I read it and I listened to the audiobook to fulfill the Mandrake's prompt, which is to listen to an audiobook, meaning that this book earned me 120 points. The next audiobook I listened to was Not So Nice Guy by R.S. Gray. This book is 264 pages, and it did not fulfill any prompts, so I got 50 points for this book. The next book I read was A Court of Mist and Fury, also by Sarah J. Maas. It's the sequel to A Court of Thorns and Roses. This book was 626 pages, and I read it to fulfill the Lockhart prompt, which is to read a book featuring a love interest that everybody seems to love. So this book ended up giving me 150 points. And then the final book I completed this week, I completed last night. You saw kind of montagey footage of me reading and finishing this, and that is The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. This book is 439 pages. I completed the Whomping Willow prompt, which is a book that has trees on the cover, and Dino in the Garden, which is a book you were thinking about unhauling, meaning this book got me 170 points. So this is the only book I've mentioned that I have not talked about my thoughts on at all, that I know of. But this book was, as you heard, was a Dino in the Garden one. Fulfilled the Dino in the Garden prompt, which was a book I was thinking about unhauling. I had no interest in this book, really. Like, I didn't know much about it, didn't really care about it at all, and so I was kind of thinking about getting rid of it, and I'm so glad that I read it for this because I really enjoyed this book. I gave this book 4.5 stars. It was such a good book. Basically what this book is about is our main girl, Brianna, is an orphan who is sent by her grandfather to live and learn in a school that is designed to have individuals choose a passion. And so basically there are 5 passions. There is wit, knowledge, drama, music, and art. And Brianna is not particularly skilled in any of these fields. She's not an artist. She's not musically inclined. She's, doesn't feel like she's the wittiest or the most knowledgeable. She's horrified of being on stage. She doesn't really fulfill any of these things, but she ends up being selected to go in because her grandfather tells the headmaster who her father is. Brianna doesn't know who her father is. She just knows that he was somebody in a neighboring kingdom who apparently is not a great guy. And so she is sent to this school in order to, keep her hidden from him, I guess you could say. She is taken in to do this. Over the course of this program, it's 7 years. She initially goes in for art, but she quickly, after the first year, she realizes that everybody realizes she's not really meant to do art. And so she starts jumping every year to a new passion, and she cycles through all of them until she finally comes to knowledge, which is the last passion she settles on. And she spends the last 3 years of her schooling studying knowledge to become impassioned. And that's kind of where the story picks up, is that final year when everybody's supposed to get a patron and go on to, society. But during that final year, because she's only spent 3 years studying knowledge, while she is very good at what she does, nobody really trusts that she can fully be the type of person they need to take on to fulfill these jobs, because she's only spent 3 years in this passion. So she ends up not having a patron at the patron choosing whatever. But later, a few months later, she ends up getting a patronage for a disgraced lord who, there's a little bit more to him than what it seems. And this was such a good book. I really enjoyed all of the twists and the turns and the big reveals and the little reveals. It was just a really enjoyable read. This was a very good read. Yeah, that's what I read this week. I read 5 books, which is amazing. I also started, we talked about this some, I started reading Eliza and Her Monsters as well. Anyway, I also started reading Eliza and Her Monsters as well. I am a really good way into this. I am 238 pages into this, so I've got, a good chunk left, but not a ton. I'm over halfway done. So this is what I'm going to be finishing up in the coming week, and then picking some new books to fulfill others, for my TBR. So, yeah. That's what I've done. I read a good chunk of this. This will probably be the first book I finish in the next vlog. So if you want to hear more about this book, come back for the next vlog. And yeah, that's all I have for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. You want to say bye? Bye.